really want to come in and I decided I would re-record the instruction for using the Chat GPT and show you a little bit more in detail what I want you to do as you go through the process. This video won't take very long, but I definitely want to expose you to it. I just, as you probably saw in the practice video that I just put together that I'm uploading as we speak, you'll see how the process works for one of the regular discussions. And again, the whole purpose of this is to make this an experience for you where you're actually, it's like you're hanging out in a coffee shop or in a conference and you're discussing with these amazing individuals who will be a part of this journey with you. Uh, and I think it's really probably the most innovative way to be able to help you learn the various chapter context and the themes of the chapter and some of the important aspects that I think I want you to know as being in this class. Um, so with that, I decided to keep my picture in the little corner here in the bottom right, so I can kind of be with you on this journey. So as I said, you're going to be in the module. And by this time, as I said, you've already got your Chat GPT 4.0. And what I want you to do here, and I'm just going to take an example. It could be any of these, but I'm going to just take, uh, let's take chapter 6, just because that's as far as we go. I'll just mess around with it for a second. So it's the same process for any of these, but I'll just take chapter 6 for fun. So as you can see here, here's the instructions. And of course, I put the basic information for chat for getting if you need to reinstall or didn't for some reason install the Chat GPT properly. I always put it in each one of these so it's there available for you. But what you're really going to do is go down here to where we say shows accessing the discussion under item 6. And here's the link that you'll be using. Now, in order to do this though, actually I need to be in, I have to go back to student view. Let me put myself in student view real quick. So yeah, I'll see what you see. Okay. So one of the things that's different and that what you'll have in yours, and it's important to note, um, you'll have a start assignment button here. And it's important because that's what gives that pop-up screen where you'll cut and paste at the very end your assignment. But let me show you a little bit around here. So, and they all basically structured the same way. You will always have the permanent group. So Sophia, Carlos, Ethan, you, see the finger pointing at you? That's you. And then me, Professor Epps. We will always be a part of this journey throughout all 6 of these uh, chapter simulations. Now, this particular chapter is on the judiciary, so I've invited 3 guests. One is Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who, of course, is no longer with us. She passed away a year ago. Chief Justice Roberts, and then Justice Sotomayor. And so they are going to be visiting in this simulation or sim discussion, as I like to call them. So I just wanted to give you some faces that you could see who are going to be a part of this journey. So that way you have an idea of who the people are who are playing along with you. Now, remember, the only real person in here is you. Everybody else in the periphery are people who are virtual, who I've created. And I've created them around certain parameters, so they only do what I want them to do and act the way I want them to act. So, and I've been actually changing it up a little bit more, but I'll play with that for the spring semester. So then what you do there, and again, I want to remind you as you go in here that Chat GPT is not perfect. We are practicing with it. So once again, I want to say, once we're inside, if it ever gets stuck where you've responded or it's looking for a response from someone else and it doesn't seem to be doing anything, all you have to do is type continue, and then it'll continue to execute. That shouldn't happen too much, but I did find it happen once in a blue moon, so don't freak out or anything. And if continue doesn't work, just shoot me an email and I'll take care of it. One of the things that's really important that I want you to know is that I've set it up that you can turn this in at least twice. So if you find you don't like your first grade for some reason, I give you a second opportunity to be able to go in and do it again. Now, one thing that's important to note is that for each of these chapter simulations that you go into, there are 4 primary questions that will be asked of everyone in the group. And so with that, that you will be the first person responding and you will be the last person responding. And I do that because you may initially have some idea about how to answer the question once you have looked at the book or the PowerPoints and other things to kind of build your base of understanding about the question, about the type of questions that will be asked of you. Once that happens and you've built your base, then and you go through and you see the comments by other people, and that will help you. Then it comes back to the very end and says, hey, do you have anything else you'd like to add? Well, that's to help you so that you can actually provide more information, which will help build your grade. Because I'm looking to see how well you can get involved in this discussion and how you discuss and analyze and think. So that's what I'm looking for. And in the second part, at the end, is really where you get a better opportunity to see what everyone else has said and see what they said you'd like to incorporate into your final comments before it goes to the next question. And then once you get to the fourth question and you've answered that, then it will conclude the simulation for that chapter and then go on to the next thing. That's how it works. I'm working now on getting the grading rubrics in. I already built it. I just have to figure out how to get it in where it will go through the process for you. So I'm working on that now, but you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so the main thing that will happen in every single one of these chapters is that you'll find this space here under the Accessing the Sim discussion, and you'll click on the link. And the link will take you into ChatGPT 4 and Chapter 6, the Sim discussion in this case. And they all start the same with Let's Play. That's always the beginning of where you go. So you just click on Let's Play, and it initiates the process. Again, welcome everyone to our Chapter 6 simulation, on the judicial branch, which is a chapter that we're from our textbook. I'm Professor Epps, blah, blah, blah. I'd like to start with our guest from Imperial Valley College. Could you please, and that is you. You're the guest from Imperial Valley College, so make sure you know that's you. Could you please show your name and your major, favorite food, your favorite food, and a couple of fun facts about yourself. So I'll just make up something. My name is, who knows? My name is Miles. My name is Miles. Let's see. I'm a history major. You can pick any major, be your real major is if you have one, be your real major is what I'd like you to do. My favorite food, my fave food is, I'll also say sushi. I do like sushi a lot, so sushi. And my fun fact is I once scored 50 points in a high school basketball championship. That's really funny, by the way, because anybody knows me, I play football. The only thing I know how to do in basketball is tackle the net. So, but I'm making this up for this. So I just give it some information, right? That's the fun fact. And then I just hit enter. It goes through its little process, and I've told it to slow up a little bit because before it was kind of zooming through. And then it comes back with, of course, thank you, Miles. It's great to have you here, blah, blah, blah. And then Sophia, again, one of the virtual students, gives her information. Ethan gives his. And Carlos gives his. And then it goes into, now let's welcome our Supreme Court guest. And then Justice Ginsburg welcomes herself. She thanks herself. And by the way, these people are not, these individuals actually are, they have all the knowledge about those individuals. So they're playing the role of those people based on everything that those individuals wrote, said, articulated. It has all their information. So what you're actually seeing is them sharing the views of the individuals who are there based on who they are. So it's not like some pie in the sky that I just made up. It's literally pulling their information. So it's like you're having a real conversation with Supreme Court justices, real Supreme Court justices. And so you can see here that it went through the process, and then it comes back down and it asks you again at the end of all the commentary. Now you can go back here and review what everyone said. So let's say you didn't know that much, or your first comment was kind of weak, right? Maybe you only had a couple of lines, or you just took a guess and you didn't really know. Well, you have a chance to redeem yourself because you can, after reading what they've all said in their comments, including myself as the professor, which is pulling information from the book and that's what you're seeing here is information that's provided from you through the context of the text, and the answers and responses here. And then all you'll see down here, it goes through and it comes back to you and says, hey, do you have any final thoughts? Any other thoughts you'd like to add? Now, if you say, you could just say something. I mean, if you really didn't know anything, which won't help your grade, but I'll just put it in here for sake of argument. You say, I agree with um, all the comments, all the comments made. That's a pretty cheat. I wouldn't get you a good grade on this, but just for the sake of moving on, I want you to see what it looks like. Okay. So if you scroll down, you can just you may have to scroll itself. Sometimes it does moves kind of slow. And it goes through and it says, okay, like I said, thank you for your input, Miles. It's great to hear your perspective. Let's expand on this. And then it goes on to Sophia, and it goes on to Carlos and Justice Ginsburg. Because everyone gives their feedback. Then it asks you, do you agree with this? This is the second question, right? Now let's say hypothetically we're all done. And if we had all four done, it would tell you we've concluded this, and then you're ready to go. All you have to do is hit the up arrow here. Now, before I do that, I will tell you, let's say you weren't done with this and you just kind of got halfway through and you wanted some time to sort of digress, or maybe you had to run to the bathroom or something. This particular one, over here on yours, you'll always see the title of those six. Or now, if you're in number six, you'll see it here. But it also will show you down here the one you're working directly in. So this is like a breakdown of all the different ones you've been working on. So this is this one. So if you ever leave this page and you want to come back to it, all you would do is come back into discussion 6. And on yours, you would see this little, just click on here and you come back right to where you are right there. Okay, so in case you ever have to drop out and come back. Now, let's say you're completely done. All you then have to do is go to this up at the top right corner here, this little up arrow. You click on it, and then you get this pop up in the middle. Now, the first thing you want to do, these three little dots right here, you want to click on those three little dots and you want to share your name. And that's important because it tells me who you are, and I have to know who you are in the context of the simulation, right? Because otherwise I can't give you points, I won't know who you are. So you have to, that's one thing you absolutely have to do. And then after you do that, all you do is hit copy link, and then it'll tell you that the link is, shared and et cetera, et cetera. After that, you go back to the Canvas shell, and you can go up here. You can click Start Assignment, or if it's already open, you can open it. So we're gonna, let's see. This is a text entry. So we set it up for text entry because that's what we're putting in. And then all you do is go here and paste it in and click Submit Assignment, and you're done. That's it. And that's the way each of them work. So when you go into chapter 1, it'll do the same thing, chapter 2, et cetera, et cetera. They're all built the same way with different players, though. The first one doesn't have any players. The first one's just me, you, and the other 3 virtual students who will be with you throughout the entire 5 weeks. So get to know them. Ethan, Sophia, and Carlos are pretty cool people. And so is Professor Epps, by the way. Anyhow, so that's it. That's how it works. And I hope that helps you a lot and help you in how to understand how to do this. Okay. All right, you guys. Have a good one.